Here comes Hercules. Easily. What are you gonna do? Bite my knee? What's wrong with you? Come on, man. Ow, that's my foot. You gotta watch out for that. I think we got lucky. Check it out. Anytime I get to talk reptiles with you friends, I'm pretty happy. But look at this. They're hiding in the water underneath this kind of like cave. What a score for redfoot tortoise eggs. Can you believe that? That is so cool. Woo! Awesome day, man. I love it. I love spontaneous, cool stuff happening at the camp. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Kenan here, feeling energized. Got a good bike ride in there, and now it's time to play with you fine reptilian people and talk about reptiles. I love it. It's a good day. Today we're going to do something a little different. We're actually going to answer some questions that I normally get on Patreon, but these were such good questions that I felt like, hey, it warranted its own episode.
We sincerely thank all of you happy campers out there. Your support makes a real difference in our efforts here at Kamp Kenan. This week's special shout out goes to Mike DePaula. Thank you for all you do and for loving reptiles.
We've got a few questions here today. The first two I'm going to combine because they're both involving sulcata tortoises, wherever they may be. Are there any sulcata tortoises in here? Hello, kids. Are you guys in there? Anybody? Yeah, there they are. There's a bunch of sulcatas. It looks like they're in already. They don't want to be outside. But the first two questions that I have here on my phone come from Jacob Ingolia and from another gentleman named Jim Fuller. What's up, Jim? These are some Patreon supporters. So buckle up because this is a long one. First one, it says, please, can you tell me a little bit about spur-thigh tortoise? Also, can they hear? Thank you so much, Kenan. Thank you. You're wonderful. Oh, this is from Barbara. There you go. And then Jacob also says, is it better to keep tortoises outside even if you have the perfect setup inside? Okay, these first two. Tortoises can hear. Yes, tortoises can hear. They hear a lot of low frequency sounds. Their bodies are spread out similar to snakes on the ground, so they can pick up vibrations as well. But the tortoises hear just very well. They also smell really good. We're out here right now. I'm just kind of seeing if anyone's out. Nobody's out. All my tortoises seem to be in their house. They're such good, well-behaved tortoises. It's not really chilly, but it's overcast today. So I guess these guys want to kind of hang out indoors where the heaters are. But let's go have a peek at them. So yeah, these guys can hear, Barbara. They're very good at hearing, and they are extremely good with the old senses here. These guys are, what I'm gonna do, check this out. You guys get to check this while I lift this awesome door. We're gonna lift this door so you can see the tortoises. Here we go. Light therapy, light. Oh boy, hey, there's everybody. How you doing, kids? Oh brother, this is heavy. Oh yeah, there's everybody. And right now, like I said, they're just hanging out inside here. They can hear, they can feel through their shells. Tortoises' shells are a living part of their body, and these guys here can feel through it. You see some wearing down of the shell from breeding. Some of the females, it's breeding season, so you can tell the females because they've got some white scuff marks on their shells. You see all of these gals right here. So right now, because Brutus passed away, it's just our friend Hercules right there and the gals. Hercules and the gals is going to be a new group coming to you soon on the top 40. That's right, it's going to be good. That's the announcer voice in me, radio guy. Anyway, the next question was also, is it better to keep tortoises outside? As you can see here in Florida, I keep all my animals outdoors. But where are these tortoises? They're inside this awesome enclosure or heated house. We had some rot, so I went ahead and I put another board up just to protect the wall from these massive tortoises. So whatever you build has to be strong for sulcata tortoises, for the reason that these guys are just so incredibly powerful. They can move earth, they dig real well, they can bust through fences. You see, I use real, strong materials, and you sink the fence down. It's very important for them. But yes, I believe outside is always going to be better, because outside means the animals are going to get the UVB they need, and they're going to get the chance to kind of graze on some of the weeds. Over here in the palmetto, normally, before I kept the sulcatas here, there were all kinds of vines growing up out of the ground that would kind of get all over the palmetto. But because the sulcatas are in here, they've eaten all those down, and now the palmetto are really taking off. So these tortoises provide a really cool function in their environment. They kind of denude it of a lot of the weeds that can become kind of a nuisance. And even in the radiated tortoises over here in their native Madagascar, they create something called tortoise turf, where they keep the grasses mowed down real close to the ground. And so it allows other trees and things to grow and kind of create forest and things like that. But yeah, these guys are awesome. Outdoors is always better, in my opinion. However, you can successfully raise tortoises indoors. I wouldn't necessarily say sulcatas are the best to keep indoors, but if you do keep sulcatas indoors, we're coming into the second question I got from it. Oh, see that? I got to do some work. Look at that. That's not good. I didn't anticipate them climbing over each other. Uh-oh. Oh God, don't break the darn thing. Holy smokes. Oh, good thing. See, I use these Fluker ceramic heat emitters. They're really, really tough. So you know what I need to do now? Get some wire and wrap it around this so we don't cause a problem. There's always something. I'm glad I saw that. I'm going to have to, you know, get that dialed. But Hercules went four-wheeling over one of our gals right here. What you doing, Hercs? Why you going four-wheeling over your girlfriend? Not cool, dude. You got to settle down, Hercules. I don't know. What was I talking about? We were getting into Jim's question. Jim had a very long question. I don't know if I'll bore you all with the long. You can see how long it is. See, it's a very long question. Basically, we're going to skim right now. We're coming up to the season when practically everyone owning a tortoise will need an outdoor enclosure that will be protected during the winter unless they bring your animals indoor. Can you please either recommend a commercially available enclosure or detail the building of an outdoor enclosure large enough for a full-grown sulcata? Please include a recommendation for lighting, heating, food dish, water dish. Whew, I'm asking because I feel like this is one of the more vulnerable times for a captive raised tortoise. They have probably put on size during the summer and may not fit into their own enclosure. Making the changes from a cute little tortoise to a tortoise too large to fit indoors, like Hercules. Where is it? There he is. When many owners will bail out to the detriment of the animal. Anything you can do on our channel could help hundreds or even thousands of large tortoises survive the 100 years they deserve. Thanks, Kenneth, for all you do. All right, well, there you go. Check it out. So great question, well thought out, more like a public service announcement. So number one, I like my Fluker partnership, my friends at Fluker. They make all these heating elements and lights. They make food bowls and water dishes. You want to pick a water dish that's going to be shallow enough for them to go in. And if you're dealing with tortoises that are getting large like these sulcatas, you're going to want to create your own. I use cement. Very simple. We're going to walk over here to this one. This one's going to have a lot of leaves in it, but you'll notice that there is a tube of water that comes on every single day. Here's some of that vine they keep mowed down. See this? Like I can actually just rip this off. Look at this. I can rip this down. And they will eat it. Ugh. They'll just keep nibbling away. Good stuff. All right, it's like a grape leaf vine. There you go. But here's the water. So the water comes out of the poly tubing there and then overflows into the big pond. But you see what I did? Very simple. Anyone can do this if you've ever played with clay. Cement is like adult clay that hardens. It's nice stuff. So what you want to do is dig out a form. Put your chicken wire or, you know, clothes hangers, all kinds of little metal bendy stuff to kind of give it the shape first in wire, because that's going to provide the rigidity and strength for the concrete. And then you just get some bags of Portland cement, add some sand to it, mix it up according to the consistency that you need. And then you can kind of shape it out and make a shallow water dish that will, of course, hold water and be strong enough to take sulcata tortoises walking in and out of it. Some of the other things you need to do, or that were asked in that question by Jim, you know, shallow food dish, so they can, tortoises like to walk in their food, so you want a shallow food dish that they can kind of walk in and out of, eat their food. I use restaurant trays. You can get like cafeteria trays. That's a good idea. I've used giant pieces of plywood that I've put down here before, or you can even, when you get to this size, what I want to do is make a cement pad that I can spray off with water, and I can put the food directly on a cement pad. And this keeps them from ingesting any foreign objects or something into their stomach. These guys are pretty good at passing things. I've had them eat insulation before, the foam stuff, and they just pooped it right out. I mean, I don't want that to happen all the time, but hey, it happened. So you got to just keep it in mind when you're designing something. As far as an indoor enclosure, that's a tough one. For smaller tortoises and tortoises that are probably only 10 pounds, you're going to want to make a tortoise table. A large enclosure, you can get like the 2x12s here, and you can kind of nail them together and make a wall, a rectangular tortoise table, they call it. You can Google that for any ideas you may need. And that would help you you know, start the process. And then you have your UVB lighting, a heat lamp, some rock that they can lay on, and underneath the lamp that warms them up. This guy's gonna come out. You're gonna come out, Herc? Come on, a little bit further. You're almost there, buddy. And then, you know, that would be a really great way to keep a tortoise indoors. I like these tortoise tables. And then I would strongly recommend not getting a sulcata tortoise if you live indoors or up north. You know, I'm sure all of us live indoors, right? Unless we're out there roughing it in the wild, you know. I don't know, like Les Stroud. Anyone know who that is? Let me know in the comments below. Here comes Hercules. He's coming out to say what's up. Big old Hercs. He's a big boy. I love this tortoise. Actually, he was a tortoise that someone had for a long time, and they just could no longer care for it. You got to remember, these animals will live, as Jim said, easily. What are you going to do? Bite my knee? What's wrong with you? Come on, man. Settle down. Settle down. He's hungry, I guess, today. He wants, I guess this looks like a melon. I don't know. Cantaloupe? What do you think? Good grief. Good grief, Hercules. What you doing, buddy? Come on, man. Don't go biting on me. You got hungry on your food on the brain, boy. Anyway, he came to me from a nice Jewish fella who lived down in Boca Raton, and of course, you can see how big he is. He's a large critter, and he got big, and wound up, you know, the gentleman was like, hey, I'll tell you what, make me an offer for these tortoises. And I made him an offer, and he's like, sold. So I got these guys, a male and a female, for $400. Ow, that's my foot. You got to watch out for that. People, look out. These tortoises will step on your feet. So anyway, I did get them. I did the guy a solid. You know, there were two beautiful tortoises, so I gave him a few $100 for them. But I consider it a rescue because they had nowhere to go, and I love them. So very good tortoises, but you know, you got to be careful because these animals grow. So I highly recommend not getting a sulcata unless you have a large, heated, insulated indoor barn with UVB lights. We're talking probably a few $1,000s to create. So if you got the money, go for it. But as I've mentioned time and time again on this channel, outdoors in southern states is where sulcatas belong. Okay, there you go. I'm gonna shut this now. It's very heavy. I know a lot of you say, why don't you get some hydraulic car things or something? But you know what? I just like working out. Anyway, we're gonna move along because we ain't done. We got more questions on this phone. This video is all about my friends out there. You the people, helping me help turtles. So thanks so much. I really appreciate everyone watching these videos. We've been having a lot of fun. You can see us on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook. And of course, right here on good old YouTube, where we will keep going until the wheels fall off, people. All right, so what do we got? Hey, we're heading over to where our next question, the topic of our next question. I'm gonna read it as we walk. And hopefully I don't crash. You like bananas? I do. I love bananas. We got bananas. We also got a hyperactive dude. I'm pretty hyper, man, and I've done a lot today. You'd think I'd be tired, but day's not over. Anytime I get to talk reptiles with you friends, I'm pretty happy. Hey, Kenan, I keep a female redfoot tortoise and a male cherryhead tortoise. I know they've been breeding and the female laid eggs, and I've seen from previous videos of yours saying that there's a possibility of the two having offspring. Well, they're basically the same tortoise, so yeah, they'll have offspring. Wow, check it out. He lives in Taipei, Taiwan. The climate of my area is almost identical to yours in South Florida. Can you share your experience of breeding both species? Maybe get in the details, like the months they breed, the months they lay, the temperature, humidity, I incubate the eggs. Also, you may want to share some of those ideas from the nest box. Should I prepare for the female? Sorry if there's any grammar mistakes. No problem, Benjamin from Taiwan. You killed it, dude. You killed it. So check it out, people. How funny is this? I got to be honest. I didn't know what this basic question was all about. There's Lego. We're in the enclosure for our friends, the Redfoots. And while we're here, people, I'm telling you what, we're going to do something. He's asking about breeding. Well, here in South Florida, my tortoises breed from September all the way to January, and that's when they also lay. And you reminded me, by the way, my friend, that I have eggs that need to be dug up. I will show you the process right here any second now. Where are the eggs, man? We got 2 nests. We got to find, people. What the heck? Where? What the heck? What the heck? Where? Wait a minute. This is the biggest letdown in the history of letdowns on YouTube. Anyone? Tortoise? I'm a little embarrassed right now. I thought she was laying. Oh, you see, what I'm doing is digging in totally the wrong spot. There you go. Let's hope nothing else dug it up. Oh, this is scary. What happened? What? 2 times? Oh no. Guys, this is a tragedy. I can't find the eggs. I remember they were doing it yesterday. She was laying yesterday. This one's gonna lay, I can tell you that, but she's not laying now. All right, well, all's not lost. 2 tortoises were laying yesterday. Maybe that one actually wound up not laying, but I did see a hiney in the ground here. And guess what? We're in luck. Okay, Benjamin, here is what I do. I find the eggs, like so. Right now, it is November. They're laying. They'll lay all the way to January. We're going to have a lot of tortoises. We've got anywhere from 1 to 6, 7 eggs in a clutch. We get 2 out of this female. So we get the 2 eggs like so. I gently bring them. I want to just look around and make sure I do find that I'm almost positive she was laying. See, look at this. Digging there. She's wandering, so that might be the gal. She might not have liked where she actually chose to lay the eggs. What's this? What's this over here? What's this? What's this? I think we might get lucky. I think we got lucky. Check it out. Some more eggs in the Redfoot enclosure. I love it. Oh, this one's broken. We got a broken egg. Shucks. Sometimes when they put them in the ground, they actually break them. That's a bummer. But no worries. We're gonna keep it going. Keep the video rolling, my friends. Too bad that might have been an old egg, to be honest. Yeah, that's an old egg. Because it smells old. That's not good. That was an old egg that she must have broke while she laid some new eggs. Hey, look at that. You always got to check the whole thing. So now we're up to 5 eggs. And this was an area I didn't even think had eggs. I just walked around and I saw some disturbed soil. So very cool. We got some eggs. These were all laid yesterday. So let me just grab this one. Okay, these were all laid yesterday. So it's okay to rotate them. It's not been a full 24 hours. So the embryo hasn't actually attached itself to the top of the eggshell. Otherwise, you wouldn't want to rotate these eggs, okay? But hey, pretty cool. So anyway, Redfoots. This is the first step, is digging the eggs and knowing when to look. So here it's from September until January, as I mentioned. And I'm doing some work here. There's going to be some really cool fencing here. Okay. Always working, people. I'm always working. I forgot about this mess. I got to pull these out. We got to pull that one out. These posts, they're cemented in. So I got a lot of digging to do. Yay. Anyway, always upgrading. So anyhow, friends, You then want to bring your eggs. I'm not going to wash them. Some people will take with a lead pencil, they'll date the eggs, and this way they can keep track of when the eggs were laid. I am not that concerned. They'll hatch when they hatch. This door is locked. We got to walk around. So, you know, they're really cool tortoises, redfoots, and I recommend, we were talking about good tortoise species to keep. These are the best. They're impressive animals, they're friendly, they are hardy, and they don't get too big, and they don't dig. So they make a better choice for somebody with space limitations on space. You see what I mean? So, okay, very good. You know, I'm doing some laundry too. I'm ADD as all get out right now, my friends. So I want to unlock that door so we can get out and in. All right, anyway, we're inside the crib here, and I'm going to put you right over here. There's my incubator. We've got a nesting box, or an egg laying box, or an egg box rather, all ready to go. So let me show you what I do, Benjamin, and anyone else out there who is interested in knowing what I'm doing. I'm going to put you all right there. We're going to go right here, and we're going to pull this thing out. These are all redfoot eggs right here. These are all redfoots. My friends, you see this? These be redfoots. And simply, guys, I get these incubation trays. You can get them at a dollar store. They're just simple, low profile. And we just gently place them right on top of the substrate. I'm using vermiculite, a 1-to-1 ratio by weight. So what I do is I measure out the weight of the vermiculite, and then I add the same weight of water, mix it till it's nice and homogeneous, so that it basically sticks together but doesn't, you know, seep water. So you just place them in. Some people make indentations. I seem to find that resting right on top is the best thing for me, because sometimes the eggs can get a funk on them if they're surrounded. Because if you think about it, when they're in the egg chamber, the eggs are actually touching each other and only have very minimal side touching the substrate. And it's my belief that the eggs respirate, of course, through the shell. There's a transfer of oxygen. And if you cover them completely in the vermiculite, I believe you suffocate the eggs. So we just use this as its nest chamber, okay? So that's what I'm doing. And then we just put them down in here. Now, I'm also trying something new this year, and that is I'm using these trays, a little deeper profile, and I've got these plastic trays here that the eggs are sitting on, suspended above the vermiculite. And then what I do is about once a week, I take a syringe and I inject some water into the, like right into this vermiculite, never touching the egg, just getting it in there along the sides of the enclosure here of the I suppose it's an egg box. And that keeps humidity up. And the humidity you're going for is about 75% humidity. And the temperature is between 85 and 86 degrees. So that's what I do. Here's some of the rhino iguana egg casings, the egg shells right there. We got the monitors right there. We got a pan of water in the bottom, and we've got humidity right here on the glass. So I know that there's good humidity in there. I don't have a hygrometer or a humidity gauge. I've been doing this long enough that I just know the feel, much like a mama tortoise knows. She knows the feeling when she puts her legs into the soil. She'll urinate into the soil to add moisture, and also urinate when she puts the cap back on top of her nest, and that hardens, and so she's got a really nice little cap. So very good stuff right there. So lots of improvements happening, lots of animals happy here. We got eggs going, pretty excited. We got one more question to do, and that question, you're gonna forgive me, I got a dirty hand, so I'm gonna rinse it off first. It's a little radiated, buddy. I moved this plant from up there down here, so this is gonna get nice and bushy. I just felt like they needed another little grass thing, so I did that too. I love messing with the habitats, you know, just making them super happy. What's this over here? What's this? Nah, that's nothing. That ain't nothing. I don't think she can get her hiney in there to lay. Not big enough for her cloaca. Anyway, as I mentioned, I was gonna wash my hands. And I was gonna talk to you about the final question that was asked by you good people out there on the internet. Check it out. Isn't this beautiful? We got this nice algae. This acts as a filter and you could just easily scrape it off. And I actually saw the redfoots will nibble on this algae. So that's really cool that they do that. I'm just gonna chuck it right out there. All right, that's as clean as I'm gonna get this hand. Sometimes it's nice just to chill out and check out all the ficus vine and ferns and little alocasia and everything that's just made its home here on this beautiful thing. Look at this. Guys, isn't that awesome? Is that amazing or what? We're watching a redfoot tortoise drink right from this aquascape ecosystem pond. This is why I have it, because I didn't want chemicals. I wanted nature's just doing the filtration. And these animals are so happy. She can get a drink whenever she wants. All the animals in here have access to water. They can soak, they can bathe, and drink when they need to. Isn't that cool? That's so cool. Good job, kid. I want to show you one more thing before we get to this final question, okay? I just enjoy hanging out with you guys so much. I hope you don't mind that I kind of meander my way through the enclosure, but look at this. How about that? They're hiding in the water underneath this kind of like cave that has developed, and sometimes there's 5 or 6 of them in there, but I love it. And the other cool thing about this is on cooler nights this water stays warm, so it actually keeps them at a nice temperature, but they get to hide in there, and I think that's awesome, man. Super cool. Oh, look, how did I miss this the first time? This egg, you know, you might be wondering, why is this egg out? Did something dig it up? No, this is actually an egg that was probably just laid as a diversion. Give a raccoon one, but look at this. I think the other tortoises might have walked over this nest. Some females are brand new at laying, or they may be in a rush. And look at this, guys, what a score for redfoot tortoise eggs. I'd say Benjamin is getting his question answered. Look at this, there's another one. What I tell you guys, there are between 1 and 7 eggs, so we've seen kind of a good range. Like we got 5 here, 5 eggs so far from this one. I think that's all we're gonna get. I gotta wash my hand again, but we got eggs, people. It is the season. I love it. What? Can you believe that? That is so cool. But I still have to answer this question, and I need to find out. I don't remember who it's from, so forgive me. We're gonna use clean hand. I'm gonna reach over here. I'm very, very flexible. Okay, let's see who is this from? Who's this from? Danny Wygen. When and how are you gonna set up your crocodile enclosure, and how much space do you need per animal? Good question, Dan, Mr. Wygen. We're getting American alligators, so we're not getting crocodiles. Don't let me forget these, okay? In fact, let me put these up here in case a tortoise wanders. Nice and gentle, nice and gentle. I don't want them to roll off, so we'll be gentle. I'll come back, get those, and we'll put them in the incubator. Whew, awesome day, man. I love it. I love spontaneous, cool stuff happening at the camp. It's always an adventure. Let me introduce you to the future home of Alligator Mississippianus, the American alligator, right here. Okay, here's what needs to happen. Number 1, we've got to pull out the batigers and fly river turtles, okay? Number 2, we have to fill this section back in. I'm gonna fill this back in because I'm building outwards here, more lizard cages along this area. The back, you see all that nice space I have? That's lizard central, people. We need more enclosures that way. Those will do 2 things. They'll house awesome lizards like Inky and Bobby Rubino and the blackthroats that hatch, that are be hatching next year. But it'll also serve as my 8-foot tall barrier. Okay, I need an 8-foot tall barrier that goes around the perimeter either of my entire property or where I house the alligators. So I'll need an 8-foot perimeter, and then I need a 6-foot enclosure fence. So that fence is going to come right around here. Does that make sense? It's going to come here, go this way. It's going to weave its way up, staying outside to the left of the Redfoot enclosure, and it's going to come up. We're going to have a viewing platform up over here where I'm at the when I'm at the aquascape pond, you know, the recreation pond. Here's a leopard hybrid. There's a sulcata leopard hybrid who's found its way over here hanging out. But you see, we have this sunk into the ground, so there'll be chain link on top of this. You'll be able to kind of hang right here and look out into this. Maybe I should get like a skeleton that I could put on the actual hammock here. I think like someone had the misfortune maybe of falling asleep and getting eaten by the gators. I don't know, could be fun. So anyway, that is going to come around. The fence will come around here, go down and around the entire enclosure. So we are going to get to work on this early next year. As you can imagine, things are expensive right now with the supply chain drama, and just there's inflation, all kinds of crazy stuff. So materials are expensive, so chain link's expensive. So I gotta, you know, bid it out, and once we get the enclosure set up properly, we will be able to move in our crocodilian friends. So good stuff. I got a little clinger, and yeah, man, that's what's going on. That's what's happening. We just talked for 30 minutes, people. By the way, do you like that fence? I flippin' love that fence. Oh gosh, so cool. I did shorten, you know, their little home a little bit, but you know what? I still think that's a large enclosure for these guys, and it gives me room safely to remove the stone and to use it for some of our new ponds and things like that. So the place is always evolving, always growing. You guys are the reason that I'm able to do this. Thanks for watching these videos. You guys rule. Thanks so much to my Patreon supporters. I wanted to do something special for you guys today and answer these questions. They were so good that I wanted to just get them done on the channel and give you guys a shout out. So thank you all so much. Maybe we'll do this again in a few months. So keep those questions coming. Head on over to patreon.com/Kamp Kenan. Become a Patreon supporter. Everything you guys do, all your support goes right back into these animals. So thank you so much. If you know me and you've been on the live shows, the live chats there, you guys know how much I appreciate you. So thank you to the team that joins me every Monday on Patreon for Patreon Live. All right, everyone, I'm out of here. I got these eggs that got to go in the incubator. Woohoo! How awesome is that? We got baby tortoises coming out. Look for them soon, all right? A couple of months, we'll have some baby tortoises. You guys may want to pick one up. I don't know. I don't know anything. But I do know this. Have a swell day. See ya.